And we are live, and just want to welcome everybody this afternoon. Hi, my name is Danielle DeLions. I live out in Anaheim, California, and I'm hanging out here today with some really great friends. If everybody wants to introduce themselves really quick.
I'm Lou from the Villages, Florida. Sorry, Randy.
Hello.
Go ahead.
I said I'm Lou from Villages, Florida.
I'm Randy Spung from Zanesville, Ohio.
And I'm Beth Spung from the same place.
And you know what? I'm so glad that the call started off this way because you guys were having some fun. And that's really what it's about, right, guys? You know, this isn't rehearsed. We're not trying to be perfect. And I say that a lot when I do my videos. I say this isn't rehearsed. We're not trying to be perfect, because when you love what you do, you don't feel like you're working, and that's what we're here to talk a little bit about today. And we were having a discussion this morning about something I feel is very important, and I know Randy, Beth, and Lou feel the same way about this. And the subject is about sorting and qualifying people. And there's two ways to kind of look at this. So, you know, we're going to give you some scenarios, and I'll go first and kind of explain the reason I wanted to do this video from a perspective of who I put my upline, who is Melody Reba, or even go further with Robert Hollis Jr. or Robert himself, who qualifies for their time. And not everybody we talk to qualifies. And there's a couple of reasons I say that. Number one, we've met somebody. We're starting a relationship with them, or, you know, it may even be somebody we've known for a long time. And we've edified Robert and his program, and they've agreed that they'd like to have a look. So we've either sent them a link, or we set them up on their back office, and then we sent them the information so they can log in and start going through the free training. For me personally, if I've taken the time to have a conversation, I've edified Robert, and I have somebody out there that says they want to take a look at the information, if I go and I check and they've agreed and given me a time frame that, say, 24 to 48 hours is a good time frame, to at least have gone through the start here and checked off the boxes and gone through at least 2 daily trainings. If they show me in there in the lead manager that they've accomplished those things and it's time to get back on the phone or a hangout with them, I am more likely to put them on a call with Melody. If I've called them back after that 24 to 48 hour period and they've not accomplished anything, I don't see anything, and I've contacted them in the follow-up appointment time. Oh, Danielle, I got super busy. I'm so sorry I haven't had a look. I tend to say they're not qualified, because then I feel like I'm going into convince mode. So before I go into a lot of stories, Randy and Beth and Lou, would you guys like to jump in and share a little bit about what you do in that first part of that process?
Good.
Here, Lou.
Well, I've just started, so I've got probably 10 leads, and out of all the 10 leads, there's a couple that have watched it, and I've tried calling them, and I get no response, so I'm not going to chase them. It's just not their time.
That's right.
Exactly. I've had all sorts of experiences over the last couple of months. I had one young gal that she flew through like 14 days in no time. And I tried to set up a Google Hangout with Robert. She goes, what am I going to say to Robert Hollis? I said, hello? To start off with, but so we finally did do a Google with Melody, and that is the last time I spoke to her, and that's been a good month. She stopped. She has not returned any of my calls, so either something has come up, I'm not sure, but I think I left her 2 messages, still nothing. So that's where we lay. If she wants me, she can find me. She knows where I'm at. So the thing is, I try to do it that because Melody's time is getting thinner and thinner, because we are growing so fast, and her day is just chaotic. You know, at times I'll be talking to her late in the afternoon, and she goes, "Randy, I haven't even had anything to eat yet. I've got to get something to eat." I said, "I'm going to come out there and kick your butt." But because she's been so busy on the Google Hangouts and phone calls and blah, blah, the day just flies by, and I know what she means. And her time is very special. And when you get her on a Google Hangout, it's powerful because her story, first of all, is powerful. So we have to be careful when we sort. We've had a great conversation with this person. They have started to look at the training. And you can tell if they're eager or not by their conversation after they've watched it. If they say, "This is great," or if, I had a teacher last week say, "This is baloney. I don't have time to watch all these videos." Okay, well, have a nice day.
One said the videos gave her a headache.
That was, yeah. So that was the same person. But so that was, we don't need to go any further. I'm not going to get Melody on a hangout with this person. I don't want to talk to this person. There's plenty of people out there that need our help. We just haven't found them yet. There's a ton of them.
Right.
Absolutely. So you're staying away from that convince mode because we really, you know, it's different than being in an emotional state where we're trying to meet and we were talking about this, where we're trying to meet a volume total or put a person on a chart. Because we're trying to qualify for a bonus or something like that, and it really brings no value to that person or to us because to me it feels like we're manipulating the situation when we do that, and people do not like to be sold or closed.
Right.
They will be closed because they close themselves through the questions we ask and what we do when they're ready, because you will see it in their decisions. They will tell you that they're closable, and they're giving you permission to ask them if they're ready. But there is a skill that you need to develop to know when that happens. And, you know, I wanted to share some really great stories with you really quick. We're going to keep this pretty brief, but I had a young lady that was just gung-ho, excited. I jumped the gun with her, and I got Melody on. I was fairly new. And the young lady went in and looked at 3 of Robert's trainings, and she says, "There's nothing but motivational stuff in here. I don't need to be motivated. I need to make money." So my response back to her was, "I don't think you're the type of person that we're looking to work with. If you can't value who Robert is, you know, I have to feel comfortable saying next. And you guys got to get there. Don't be desperate to convince people or get them in. There's no reason to do that here. If they don't see it right from the get-go and value it, they're probably not going to go anywhere." Well, I had a young lady named Heidi, and she'd been following me through Google. I'm actually part of a mastermind on Saturday mornings, and she'd been watching me for a while. And finally one day she approached me, and she says, "I want to know what you do. And I'm really excited, and you know, you just seem like such a positive person." So I immediately took it off of me because it's not about me, but we do attract people by who we are, so that is a key thing. And I immediately told her about Robert, and she got into the program right away, and she sent me this amazing email, just flipping excited, couldn't believe she'd never heard things like this in her life. Okay, she qualifies. So not only did I put her as a lead for Robert Jr. to call, but I also scheduled a hangout with Melody, and she met Melody on a Google Hangout. And you know, you just think, okay, she's in. And then poof, disappeared, kind of like what Randy said. So you let it go. Well, this past Saturday, I get this message from her, and it says, "Hi Danielle, I hope you're having a great week and weekend. I know it's been a while, but I got to thinking after watching some of Robert's YouTube videos. I must be nuts for not taking this seriously.
Wow.
I've been jumping all over the internet thinking I could make money like tomorrow. I'm going to settle down and just learn to do this the right way and stop being in a hurry for cash. Take care and have a great weekend." So I responded back to her, "Hi Heidi, so happy to hear from you. As time is passing, more and more are coming back around because they are recognizing the true value in what Robert is teaching. Let me know where you would like to go next. I am not here to sell you on hype words or promises. I want to meet you where you're at, work with you inside his program, and help you achieve your whys and goals. So then she tells me, Danielle, I just want the right way of doing things that works. This guy woke me up when he said you can try before you buy and still profit. Who else is going to do that? But investing brings greater rewards. Time for me to buckle down and stick to one thing. That's all. I guess I got too impatient because I need cash like yesterday. And then she reminded me, she goes, Robert actually called me on my phone, and she sent all these little whoops, and she was so excited about that. And, you know, and I had to go at the time, but I told her I was going to get back. She just contacted me when I was walking out the door. And since then, I've talked to her on the phone yesterday, and we did a real brief Google Hangout. We're supposed to have another Hangout today and talk again. But it's a process, you know, and I asked Lou to be on here because, Lou, we were talking and you felt stuck and everything, and you kind of went through something similar. What happened to you during a live lead call?
With Robert Jr.?
Uh-huh.
I had just signed up, and you invited me to listen to the live calls. And I'm sitting there listening and kind of taking notes, and then the next thing he says, okay, next I'm calling for Danielle Lou Taylor. And I'm like, Lou Taylor, that's me. And my phone started ringing. I'm like, oh my God, it's me. I was speechless. I was like, I just joined, you know. And he was so funny. I just loved it.
And how did it make you feel, though?
It felt great. It really did. It made me feel like at home, and it was amazing. Next is to talk to Senior one day.
And you are, because you have to set up your interview, by the way, Miss Pro. And
that one I'm a little antsy about.
That's okay.
Don't feel bad, Lou. I haven't done it yet either.
And you know, the reason I brought you out, Lou, is to show everybody, this is why we're having fun and doing this way, is that,
oh, yeah.
You know, your gut tells you, you guys, if you're really paying attention, and I want Randy to jump in on this, because you know, you will develop that skill, and if you're ignoring it, it's because you're not going through the trainings and learning. Even in that training, it's going to build your skills.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you it will. Would you agree with that, Randy and Beth?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm a better communicator than I was 3 months ago.
Cool.
Definitely.
And you know how to listen more now and everything, Randy?
Yeah, you listen, you ask questions. You know, some of these people I know so well now, but they're still not in the business.
Wow.
Why not?
Well, it's not the right time.
There you go.
It will be, because, you know, it's just, we have to be patient with some people. Some people get it right away, and some don't. I mean, there's the kid who was in class with us. His hand went up all the time. And I remember me, I would get it, and then I'd raise my hand, think, I got this one, and they'd never pick me. Well, it wasn't my time. So you just have to keep reaching out to people and find the right, you want the right people with you to join on this. And you mentioned about, you know, when Junior called Lou, that I was listening that night. That was awesome.
Were you?
But I remember I was only in a couple of days, and Junior sent me a Facebook message 2 days in and said, Randy, I know Melody's your sponsor, but if you ever need anything, don't feel like you're going over Melody's head, please reach out to me. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my.
I know.
I wasn't used to this. The support. So are you going to get stuck? Yes, you're going to get stuck. It happens to everybody, you know. But you just keep going and keep plugging away and keep you just haven't found that right person lately. You could go through 100 people and might not find the right person. That's just the way it is. But just carry on a conversation like you. I try to tell my team, pretend like you're in a restaurant by yourself. You're sitting in a booth. There's another person sitting at the booth across from you. You make eye contact. What do? Hi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? Boy, I'm glad the snow's finally going away. Just carry on a conversation, and it's the same way. Maybe get to know the person a little bit.
You know, Randy, you're saying something that's so valuable because we need to value them. And on our Diamond Call the other day, that was a key thing that Robert said. We're not saying devalue the people that come in, maybe that are our freebies that are on the fence, aren't really moving, because it's who they know. The zeros know the heroes, as they put it. And I had the opportunity, I was just sharing this with you guys. This is just an example to throw out there for you guys. I had an opportunity, this young lady that I've actually put in the system was very excited. Well, she disappeared. And you don't know what's going on in someone's life. And this young lady actually came back to me today over a week later and apologized to me. And she says, Danielle, I've had so many things going on. Unfortunately, my niece died. Oh my goodness, no wonder. And condolences and everything, and what happened, of course, in a respectful way, would you mind sharing what happened? And it was a really tragic situation, and that she's now trying to raise funds for her niece, because the family, it was so sudden, the family has no money to pay for the funeral. And trying to come up with ways to make it happen. So I gave her some suggestions, and I actually helped her set up a way that they can get it out there publicly so people can help donate. I took time out of my schedule today. I am not motivated. I don't care about Robert's program right now. I care about what's in her best interest to help her for her family and other things. It blew her mind that I was doing that today and helping her set some things up so she could get that out there. And she says, wow, I can't believe how much you've helped me this morning. Thank you so much. That's where it's at, you guys. Now I've built even a deeper trust and relationship with her. She's not going to forget who I am. And it's not because I'm trying to be special, but because that's who I genuinely am with people. And she'll remember that. And when it's the right timing, like what Randy was just saying, guess what's going to happen? She already had a big why of why she was looking. She's a single mom. She's got 6 kids, and she's trying to raise them on her own, and she has to drive. And, I mean, she's got a crazy life right now. And she says, Danielle, I would love nothing better than to be able to work from home like you do. What do you do? Well, let me share with you what I'm doing. And in that process, it's going to come back full circle for her, because I'm going to stay on top of her, and I'm going to love on her. So you become the most consistent and most positive person in people's lives, and it will bring value. How does a diamond develop? Under high pressure. The high pressure we can play in people's lives is by how consistent and positive we are. You know, Randy, you were sharing something very similar as well, that you've had situations, maybe not a death, but where they've been going through something, and that's why they haven't gotten back in touch with you.
Yeah, I had a young lady that we really haven't communicated a lot, but it was nice. It was a nice conversation, and I was sending her value. I was sending her, whatever, Robert's book, quotes, whatever. And one day she sent me a message back, said, "Randy, you're the network marketing guardian angel." I was like, "How nice of you to say that." And then we wouldn't talk for a week or two, and then she'd come back on. And I keep sending her value. Then we pick up again. And then last week, she spelled out what was going on in her life, going through a divorce. And she spelled it out. And I told her how much I cared. And I said I'd pray for her. And if she ever joins, fine. If she doesn't, fine. But, if she ever needs me to talk to, I'll be there. Because that's the relationships we build with this. That's what's so beautiful about it. And it goes back to that quote: people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And it's so true. On my interview with Robert, I told him about Coach Woody Hayes for the Ohio State Buckeyes when I was growing up. Always quoted, "You cannot always pay back, but you can always pay forward."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you know, we wanted to keep just a real brief so that we don't take too much of your day. We're not here trying to be the trainers. The training is already there for you. But wanted to talk about something I think that's very important, and that is valuing and respecting the time that your leadership gives to you. And I can promise you from many years of being in the networking industry, I'm so flat out excited and impressed with the amount of love and hands-on care that I have seen the Hollis family give, and all of the uplines, and just us as a team are giving to one another. It almost doesn't exist, and it shows it comes from the heart. There's no monetary motive behind it, which mostly exists in most other places. And so I hope that brought you value. Lou, would you like to add anything else that's important to you today that would...
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay. And you know what? I'm so happy you were part of this, because this is part of it, too, of how we reach out. This is helping Lou get more comfortable being part of these kinds of interactions and feel comfortable. And that's another reason we want to do things like this with our team. So then we're talking about things that are important, but we're giving you every reason to see yourself on the camera and see that you can do this and feel confident in yourself, you know, and you're going to have support, right, Lou?
Yes.
Definitely. I go to somebody else.
I love you guys.
Oh, that's funny. Thank you, Randy and Beth and Lou. I appreciate your time here today, and thank you everybody that takes a few minutes and watches this. We'll get this posted up right away, guys, and everybody have a blessed afternoon.
All right, thanks, you too.
Thanks.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.